Hello, my name is Karen Hayes. I am currently a family support partner for my local public school system. I have my associate's degree in early childhood education, and I also have a collective amount of teaching experience, 8 years exactly. I taught as a preschool teacher for a total of 8 years, and during that time, I was able to connect with families, provide insight to families, create flyers, field trips, and things of that nature for families. But I wanted to go a little more in depth in being able to help my families. I ran into a lot of foster parents, foster children, children that were being transitioned from their homes to other homes. So I wanted to go a little more in depth with families. So I ended up doing the family support partner position. As a student, going through grade school, it was a very interesting time. Of course, you evolve and you grow while you're in school. Your mentality changes. You come across numerous cultures and various personalities, which is an amazing thing. One of the greatest things that I encountered during my years as a student, K through 12, was one of my teachers in junior high. Her name was Miss Johnson. Usually, children are intimidated by a heavy-set woman. I wasn't. And my teacher, she was a heavy-set black woman with very, very short hair, but she was very powerful. To me, she came off as a very powerful woman with poise, education, of course, and a very extensive vernacular. Being in her classroom throughout the time, completing assignments, considering she was a social studies teacher, turning in work, getting feedback, and actually building that relationship throughout those junior high years, I learned how to present myself. I also learned to strive for what I wanted. And in the process of her teaching as a teacher, she also gained, personal relationships with her students. And as one of her students, one thing that I personally got from her was her constantly feeding positivity and beauty into me. There was no underlying relationship. There was no underlying ulterior motive or anything of that nature. She wanted to empower her students. She wanted her students to feel comfortable. And most of all, she wanted her students to know how important education was. But she was not a very boisterous person about it. Of course, she had a strong voice and presence, but she also had a softness to her tone and to her presentation. So she could be very well received and understood. I want to continue as a result of completing this degree. My objective in using the master's and teaching with technology is to be able to present to families. I want to create a more presentable and receptive experience and literature for the families that I'm serving. I want to be able to reach my families on a different platform, and I want to be able to serve the families in my community on a different platform. In addition to that, my objective is to also become a motivational speaker. Thus far, I've done small things as far as speaking to community children, things in my community with my church, things of that nature, but I want to expand on that brand, and I do want to speak to young women. I've been through a lot with my previous marriage and my children and my childhood, things of that nature. And I pretty much have taken on a bit of what Ms. Johnson instilled in us and what I personally seen in her. So I do want to speak to the youth, not necessarily to African Americans, but to girls as a whole, to women as a whole. And I ultimately want to reach families and possibly counsel families so that I can speak to that nuclear family and to try to bring that back together. We have a lot of broken families. We have a lot of stepmothers, stepfathers, but they still matter. Family still matters. I want to try to bring the importance back of strengthening oneself as well as their unit and their family. The impact that I think this degree will have on that is that it will teach me how to properly present. It will also give me the tools that I need to be able to reach the society, not just the one within my city, but ones that are global around the world. In the event that technology continues to expand as it does, and I assume that it will, I will be able to do video presentations. I'll be able to travel the world and use my platforms such as PowerPoints, bloggers, or things of that nature, creating a website and thus forth, to be able to expand on what I choose to do. By using this degree, by having this degree, it helps me in both areas. It helps me to be able to use it from a social work aspect so that I can create more interactive material. I will be able to present in multiple ways. Even when I do parent meetings, I conduct my own personal parent meetings for my sites. I'll be able to make my presentations more interesting for the families, more receptive for the families, and I'll be able to change up the situation and to be able to reach them on different levels. In regards to motivational speaking, it will help me to create a better presentation for whichever group of individuals I am serving or I'm speaking to. Be it young women, I can make it more creative, more illuminating for them so that they would be able to understand it and take it in based on their level of interpretation. For my families, to make it more interactive for them one-on-one or as a unit. So on both ends of the spectrum, by obtaining this degree, it will help me a great deal in that area. To be quite honest, in regards to action research versus traditional research, I would not say that I know the difference. Traditional research in my aspect is looking for your sources, finding, excerpts from specific books or articles, things of that nature, being able to verify where it comes from. That to me is traditional research, doing the hands-on stuff, looking into books, going and looking through professional resources and cited articles, things of that nature I will consider traditional research. Action research, my opinion would be personally interpreting information, going and personally obtaining, be it graphs or surveys, things of that nature. To me, action research would be that information that you personally retrieve and not information that is secondhand. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm grateful and I'm hoping that throughout this process and in this 6 weeks, I will learn that. And by the end, I will be able to tell you what it is. But I thank you very much for tuning in, watching my video, and listening to me. I look forward to meeting you all and speaking to you all soon, imparting on you as you impart on me throughout this experience and give feedback. And I thank you all again. Have a great day.